Hello everyone and welcome back to That's Bollocks, and today we have got a special guest from a voice far away. Is there anyone there?
Yeah, it's Karl. I'm here.
Hello Karl.
I've got my coffee because it's early for me.
Yeah, we are filming pretty much at lunchtime. Yeah.
Midday, that's early for me on a weekend. I can test that I deserve my weekends off. I work really hard the rest of the time.
Oh, what's a weekend off? Well, to be fair, I'm just about to have 2 weeks off, imminently.
There we go. Thanks, Bollocks.
Cheers, Bojo. But yeah, it's me, Nisha and Karl for today's episode, and as per the format, what we do is we just take a little dive into the previous video's comments to see if there's anything that's gold, really, that we could dig.
Mining the shit for gold. I respect it.
So the first comment, so Karl, we were talking about the Circus of Horrors. Are you familiar with the Circus of Horrors?
No, remind me.
Well, ultimately, we talked about one of the scenes where a man puts a piercing. He's got one of the bell end piercings, and he hangs a bowling ball from his penis. And the cost of admission was £40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you paid £40 to see that.
So I've had a comment which said £40 to see a bloke hang a bowling ball from the end of his knob. That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Seriously, why would you do this to me? why would you make me interact with the comments? You know, it's like, it's my day off. It's my day off. I don't need this.
I mean, the thing is, without context, you've got no idea what we're talking about.
That's fair enough, yes.
We just talked about a bloke who hangs a bowling ball from his penis.
Fair enough. We've all been there, suppose.
We got back onto the biscuit debate. This has rumbled on for 2 episodes now.
Okay.
So we'll stretch this into 3 episodes. What is your favourite Dunkin' biscuit, Karl?
Okay, so here's the thing. There's 2 lines I draw with this. It's
okay.
Biscuits for Dunkin' and then biscuits in general. And biscuits in general, I contend it is the orange custard cream.
Okay, good
It's
shout.
a rare biscuit, but it's specifically you only find it in cheap shops in northern towns.
Yeah.
So it's so no one really knows what it is in that one. But for Dunkin', I'd say it's the chocolate digestive or the hobnob, the chocolate covered hobnob.
Yeah.
Just for chocolate.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Because we did a test last episode, and it was suggested by Lucas actually of ginger nut, and I agreed ginger nut was the best. Lita, sorry, Nisha.
Okay, who's Lita? You got arrested on the mind, mate.
Yeah, just like
She's never died.
But yeah, Nisha says Lotus biscuits are the best.
I was about to say that specifically though with coffee, Lotus biscuits kick the shit out of everything else because they're like made for coffee. Yeah. And I remember where I used to work, we used to hand them out, and I used to steal packets of them.
Yeah, we went to Costco once and we bought a box of like individually packaged Lotus biscuits.
They're the best. With a coffee, nothing's better.
I'm going to have to try it with a coffee because I only had it with tea. So I'll have to try one with a coffee.
Try them with coffee. They are made for having with coffees. Because we used to hand them out with all our fancy coffees at work.
You know what kettle is?
I'm wired up. I'm not moving now.
Yeah, we have all the wires on Nisha because her voice is quieter.
Just covered in wires.
But going back to the biscuit debate, Richie says a pink wafer is a biscuit because the definition of a biscuit is a small baked unleavened cake, typically crisp, flat and sweet.
Technically he's right. A pink wafer is a biscuit, but a tomato is technically a fruit, and you don't put it in a fucking fruit salad.
That's true, yeah.
It's like, just because it is a biscuit doesn't mean you should dunk it in your tea. Because a pink wafer, there's one acceptable reason to eat a pink wafer, and that is you are 8 years old and you're at someone's birthday party. Or you're an adult and you see a packet when you're drunk and go, I fucking love pink wafers.
I think in my case, I'm going to go with option 2.
Surprisingly, it worked well with tea. Like we were both quite shocked. Like
flecks of pink wafer floating on top of tea. Enjoy it if you leave it for a bit longer. You get the milk scum on top. That would look like a failed potion from Harry Potter. Don't want that.
But yeah, the worst one we both agreed on was Jammy Dodger. Literally dunked Jammy Dodger and it just fell to shit. It was just like pudding.
Yeah, it crumbles and then it loses all of its stability because the jam starts to like stretch out and melt, and then your biscuit falls in half and falls in.
Yeah,
it's like an iceberg.
It was not great. So the next question comes from Josh, which is, what is our biggest non-important COVID pet peeve? And for him, it is one-way aisles in stores.
The biggest COVID pet peeve.
but the non-important COVID pet peeve.
Okay, so not
the
people
little-
wearing masks that don't cover their nose.
Yeah.
That
that's
one's
the big
fucking
one.
infuriating.
To be fair, that is probably one of mine. Is I've seen people on the bus wearing a mask as a chin strap.
Yeah, like that doesn't work. Where's the logic?
Yeah.
You're still breathing out of it. If anything, it makes it worse because now all the COVID that gets stuck on your mask is just flying up your nose. But the most non-important one, it's probably like going into shops and people walking out of the entrance
Oh yeah. One
as
way
you try
systems.
and come in. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one way that
We-
like leads into that of. It's not that they don't have a one-way system; it's that people are just ignoring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we noticed that when we went into your pub, I think people were trying to get out
Yeah.
the no exit, and like they're gonna walk out where it says no exit, and they're gonna try the door, and they're gonna be like, oh, where's the way out? When there's clearly a sign that says this way out.
Yeah.
So the other one is this is like a minor one for me because I live in a block of flats.
Yeah.
But whenever I go downstairs for my evening jog or whatever, people are always ordering takeaways because there's going to be a takeaway. There's like several hundred people living here. There's going to be a takeaway. The takeaway man thinking it's my takeaway and then putting it on the floor as I walk out. Like, no, it's not my takeaway. It's not my takeaway. And then he has to like pick it back up off the floor. I can see the floor's a bit wet, and I'm like, oh no. It's like
We had one-
contactless delivery.
We had one the other day where we ordered Domino's, and like as you say, they go down and he puts it on our wall at the bottom of our staircase. And as he did it, he put like the two pizzas and one of the sides on the wall, and then he just let go of his bag, and the other sides fell onto the floor. He just looked at this box, looked at me, and then just went, "Cheers, mate."
That's the insult. And he knows where you're going to eat it. He knows you're going to eat it.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
it's been on the floor.
Luckily, it was still in the box. I came upstairs and I said to Nisha, "Just be careful of that." And when she said, "Oh, it's fine," I'm like, "Good."
You'd never know.
Yeah.
You would never know.
Oh, that was a relief.
Like, I hate that when the pizza gets when you open it up and it looks like the council made it.
Yeah.
And it's just all over, and it's like it's upside down. Want to slice it? You're like, for fuck's sake!
Do you remember the simpler times when they used to put the little like table in the middle of the box, that tiny little plastic table to keep it
yes.
divided?
As well to stop like the box from flattening, and it's got weight on top of it
Oh, yeah.
to add the
Bring them
structural stability.
Add them. Right, I've got another question here, and I think I'll give everyone an era, and then we can decide. But it says
Okay.
a dumb hypothetical. It says a dumb hypothetical question someone proposes to me is what would happen if a zombie apocalypse broke out at different points in history.
Okay.
So, Karl, I'll give you the Wild West.
Oh,
So we have
easy.
to say what we think.
Yeah, what you think would happen if a zombie apocalypse happens. So Carl's got Wild West. Nisha, if you have the 80s. And I'll go back to the Viking era.
Okay, Wild West. I'm guessing they're thinking of the stereotypical traditional Wild West, like the new frontier of the American West, where it's just
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption, fucking nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing's going to happen because people are far too spread out.
Yeah.
It's also very, very hot, and something zombie fiction doesn't really take into account is the fact that heat absolutely does a number on dead bodies. So give it a couple of days, and the zombies in the desert heat are going to just be giant balls of pus that explode.
Yeah.
Not to mention everyone had a gun.
Balls of pus.
Well, it would be. It's one of my number one hated things about zombie fiction is that when someone dies and becomes a zombie, they enter a very specific state of decomposition and never move past it.
Yeah.
And I think Walking Dead handles that really well, where in later seasons, you see that zombies are basically falling apart and they're no longer really a threat because they're so pathetic because they barely even have muscle tissue anymore.
I love Walking Dead. What about you, Nisha, then? Back to the 80s.
Oh, I don't know really, because it won't be much different from what it would be now, really. Well, because it's 40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just imagining it being the same as now, but with 80s music and 80s fashion.
So you know what? It'd be
The
better.
zombies
Beatles.
walking around in leg warmers and
It'd be better because the soundtrack would
and
be
like
better.
the fluorescent sort of jacket, not jackets, because you had the neon yellow, neon orange, neon pink, neon green colours back then.
Yeah.
Because my mum said she used to collect the yellow. She had yellow in everything.
Collect
So
yellow.
I'm just imagining zombies wearing stuff like that.
Just collect yellow.
But I imagine it'd be similar to now, but yeah, cooler.
I think for me, if it was the Viking era, the Vikings would beat the fuck out of zombies.
They'd love it.
The
They'd want to be
zombies are
zombies.
just there, just like, right, just absolutely going to town on them with all weapons. So I don't think Viking era would be in danger, but then with how everyone's been so far in the last 6 months, I can imagine a zombie apocalypse happening now and people are like, well, I'm not hiding.
I'm not hiding.
Why should I hide?
Some deadly zombies out there. It's all a myth.
It's not real.
It's a conspiracy.
Bill Gates.
I was just going to say about Vikings, with them having a warrior pantheon, where dying in battle is seen as like the best thing you can do. They'd fucking love it because it means that once you've killed your enemy, they come back and fight again. Sick. we get to fight everyone twice, and then in the 80s it'd probably be a lot harder to tell if someone's a zombie or not because of all like Thriller. You just think everyone was just doing really committed Thriller cosplay.
Super committed.
And then just like, as you said, with modern day, if coronavirus has taught me anything, is that every zombie movie is wrong because people would absolutely 100% just ignore all the advice.
Yeah.
So, oh yes, the dead are walking. It would be the opening scene from Shaun at Dead. Do you want to go to a shop?
Yeah,
it'd be that.
Just people
But it'd be everyone.
Past.
And he said at corner shop it'd be Asda.
Little
Tesco. Right, so the other day I put a tweet on, which was basically saying that we're going to be recording together and to ask any questions, any grievances. And we've had a few, and some of them quite weirdly have gone for Halloween questions. So I'm guessing it's that time of season. Mm-hmm. Before we move on to that, just got one from Carlosaurus Rex who says, shout out to my friend Christian, who has just got a girlfriend and his wife hasn't complained yet.
Oh, God.
I mean, we watched that documentary last night on Netflix, didn't we? About
the American Murder.
The American Murder, where the guy, I don't want to ruin it. I'll not talk about it.
No, don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it. Just go and watch it.
Okay, that's difficult. It's difficult to recommend something when just talking about it is a spoiler.
Yeah.
So I've had that. It's really difficult to encourage someone to watch something by simply saying it is good because there's a lot of really good TV on right now.
Yeah.
Which probably that's one of my minor annoyances. I'll probably get to that in a bit.
But yeah, because all I could say is a woman and 2 children die, and it's police body cam footage of how they solved who did it. And at one bit they go to the neighbour's house, and this neighbour was really helpful. He showed him CCTV, and he was just really polite, really friendly, and he spoke to police officers saying, "I think something's a bit dodgy here." And I'm there it's fucking him. He's killed him. He's 100% guilty.
The creepy neighbour always is the one who did it.
So yeah, go and watch that on Netflix. It's really good, everyone. But we'll move on to the Halloween question. So we've got one from our friend Ice Queen, who appears and says, my favourite time of the year is Halloween. What do you guys like or dislike about it, and what would you change? For me, I dislike all Halloween things, and I would change everything.
Why? How can you dislike Halloween?
I despise Halloween.
I love Halloween.
You work in pubs, though, to be fair. You've got a reason for disliking Halloween.
I don't like the idea of sending your children around random people's houses looking for sweets. Just buy them the sweets. End of the day, they're going to spend a good hour and a half, 2 hours, crawling around streets going trick or treat on every single person, getting handed one Haribo. And it's at the end of the day, when they get the haul back, they've made £3 worth of sweets. Just go and buy them the £3 worth and save the effort.
It's the fun of dressing up, though, isn't it? Well, yeah, I love dressing up.
I like Christmas jumpers. That's where I draw the line.
I love Halloween.
It's like when we went on that night out with work a few years ago, and I just put a shirt that said Dean Winchester because I couldn't be bothered.
Jensen putting on his day off. That level of costume. See, that's so boring. I don't like costumes, but for a very stupid reason. And it is they never include any sort of way to go to the bathroom.
You just need a pop-up flap on the front.
That is super annoying. Like when you put a Halloween costume on, it's like, okay, how do I go for a piss? That's super annoying.
My Spyro onesie had a flap. Well, it has a flap actually. So when I wore it for Halloween, I could use that to go to the toilet.
It's just Spyro going for a piss.
So if you wear a onesie, most of the time they're all right. You can go to the loo fine.
But the thing is, and Karl, I'm sure you know this as well. Like when we go out downtown on Halloween, girls either dress very, very committed. They proper go for the Halloween theme, or they just put some ears on, like cat's ears, and just go as a cat.
Yeah, there's no wrong with that.
How do you sit on that niche?
Well, I went as a cat. But I made a good effort. Like, do you remember me going as a cat? Because I bought like fake scratches and everything.
Yeah. You went
I
for
wore
it.
leathered trousers. I had a ripped top. I drew like nose and whiskers and everything. So I was like committed to being a cat.
That's how it should be done at
I had
least.
a
But
tail
no,
and everything.
I'm not a fan. Carl, how do you lie on the Halloween debate?
I grew up on a very bad estate, so every other house I went to told me to fuck off. But then as an adult, I really appreciate just the thing of, oh yeah, just put a costume on and be an idiot. I appreciate that in a way.
Yeah, it's nice to go out and get drunk and look like scary or stupid.
Yeah, because I never have an opportunity to do that.
That's the thing with Halloween, you can dress as anything. Like,
That's
you
the
can
one.
be anything and be the dead version of it. And it's,
Just
it's scary.
the dead version of it.
Some people just dress up in anything. It's like it's become just this thing completely divorced from being scary now. It's just wear a costume.
Yeah.
That's why you have people dressed just like they go out in cosplay and stuff. It's like, it's clear you wanted to wear this.
Yeah.
You just wanted to wear this costume and have an excuse to wear it. Like, people go out in suits and stuff like that. Or cocktail dresses and say, oh yeah, it's 1950s theme. It's like, how's that scary? It's like, oh, women couldn't vote yet. It's like, okay.
Oh god. And then the other Halloween question we've had is from Martin, the amazing derp, who did my truck simulator thumbnail. So hello, Martin. He's got two actually. We'll start with the Halloween, then he's got another point. And his question is, what is your most hated Halloween outfit trend that people usually do? So yeah, touching on that again, it's when girls just put cat ears on.
And they just be
I'm a cat. Whoa.
I'm a cat. Or when they like when the films when a film's just come out.
Oh yeah.
Everyone will dress up as that one character, like Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's Harley
The
Quinn.
Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that came
Specifically
out.
the Joker. That pisses me off. Because people still do Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, god damn it. Like, that's really bad.
I think the best one I saw was my mate Matt, who I used to work with. He went as Heisenberg and he had like he shaved his beard, he just left the goatee. He proper committed and he shaved his head bald.
Oh my god.
You know, full commitment to the cause. That's how it should be if you're going to do it.
That's
but...
extreme.
It's just insert person who died recently and go as a dead version of them. Because one, it's really distasteful and it's also really lazy. Because the kind of person who does that does it to try and get the cheap shock laugh, but it doesn't really work when like 40 people turn up dressed like that.
Yeah.
And the only exception to that I have is one Halloween when the Chilean miners got out from underneath when that mine collapsed. And I remember for Halloween that year, some guys went not as the Chilean miners, they went as the tube that they escaped in. And it opened up and everything, and he had his drink inside the tube.
Oh wow.
And that is the only one.
I remember watching that live, so excited when that miner came up, whose wife and mistress were both there. That was one of the greatest moments. I was glued to the TV when it was his release.
Just to see what happened.
They listed all of them, like, this is the order they're going to come out. And unsurprisingly, he was one of the last to come out.
Yeah, so didn't he stay in longer?
Well, they had an argument.
You go.
A near fist fight broke out underground because it was revealed that whoever came up last would hold the world record for most time spent trapped underground. And it emerged as an argument between the people who were like left of like, oh, so whoever does this is going to be the most famous one of us.
Yeah.
Because we have got the record for like most time spent, and no one's going to break that record.
No, not willingly anyway.
Exactly. So it's like you get to become automatically world famous.
I just remember the most distasteful joke I heard about that was literally like a week after they all came out. I was at the cinema, and you know when you're at the cinema, you sat in the darkness, and you came out, it was absolutely glorious sunshine. Mm-hmm. And as I'm leaving the cinema, there's this guy in front of me, and he went, "Fucking hell, I feel like a Chilean miner." God. Just walking into the bright sunlight for the first time. Well, Martin followed up. It says, not sure if you want to get political, but do pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
I have no stake in this one. I really don't know why people give such a huge shit about it. I don't like pineapple on pizza because it's sweet, and my preferred style of pizza is hot. I like jalapenos on mine, so it just doesn't fit the type of pizza that I like. The amount of vitriol over this and the amount of anger I've seen directed to it. You could write a lot of it off as being ironic anger, but I've seen people get genuinely upset by this idea.
Yeah.
And the idea that people can enjoy something that they don't like, and it just sends them like doolally. And they can't handle the idea that people like something that they don't, and that the other person will not accept why it's bad.
Yeah,
So
I like
no steak.
pineapple on pizza. Don't get me wrong, but if someone doesn't like it, I'm not gonna like disown them.
Yeah. Everyone's got a preference.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I like a spicy pizza. I remember one I had. It was from Domino's. It was called the Meltdown Revenge.
oof.
And I had one slice of it, and honestly, my arse fell out. And I remember
That's
giving it
the
to my
thing.
granddad. It's like, because my granddad's like, "Can I have a slice?" I said, "You won't like it." And he had one, and just immediately ran and came back with a yogurt.
Well, I could tell a story that's similar to that. I'm not sure if I've talked on a podcast yet or a video, but this is a true fucking story. These are the old house party. No, an old friend of mine used to throw house parties, and I went round once, and a friend of mine brought some ghost pepper chili peanuts.
Oh god.
And we were like 18, 19, so we're at that age where you're a stupid lad and you'll do stuff like that people dare you to do because there were girls at the house party.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was dared touch a ghost pepper chili peanut to the end of your penis. And he was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm not bothered. Did it. Everyone in the house was like, oh! And then he runs out of the room. And we're all just laughing. We're in the front room. We're joking. We had a few drinks. 5 minutes later, he walks in. His face is red. He's been sweating with his penis entirely inside of a yogurt. Just in a yogurt. And he just sits down like that and goes, never again.
Never again.
Oh my god.
He learnt a tough lesson that day.
He learnt a very tough lesson that day. And I remember that house party because I turned up. Because I got there after everybody else, and there was just an arse sticking out of the window. Because before I'd arrived, someone else had been dared to touch one directly to their bumhole. So they stuck their arse out of the window so the night air could cool it down.
Oh.
Jesus.
That's a real story that really happened.
If you had to pick, Carl, touch your bell end or touch your arsehole with one, what would you take?
I don't know. I think it'd have to be the bumhole.
Yeah, I think it'd be a bumhole.
Because at least you can soak your bumhole in water. You can get a bath or something like that.
Yeah. But it's like when you have a hot curry and stuff, you get used to that sensation.
I don't really eat many hot foods. Like, so when I say hot, I mean like jalapenos, which I know chili aficionados will turn their nose up at. That's not really hot. I don't care if you eat ghost pepper chilies every day. I like the crunch, the snap of stuff like around jalapenos and above. I don't want to just feel pain in my mouth.
Just pain. Oh.
Yeah, I should avoid all spicy
Yeah,
if I can.
You literally will not have like cayenne seasoning or anything.
I mean, the only thing I eat that's spicy would be the sweet chili stuff.
Sweet chili.
Yeah. That's
Is it
Is it
Yeah.
spicy?
Is that
You
what?
get-
It's hot for me. Like, it's hot.
It has a snap to it, but you would get chili aficionados turning their nose up at that. And it's like,
Yeah.
that is something that really frustrates me, is people thinking eating hot food is a personality trait. Of like, oh, I eat really hot sauce. It's like, that doesn't... Why would you give a shit? No one cares.
It's like, you know, I'm sure you've had this question, Carl. People, you know, whenever we get talking about Nando's, the first thing they say is, "Oh, what do you have your Nando's?" It's like, you're just measuring penis here. What we're doing?
Yeah, I'll flip between medium and hot, based, depending on what day it is. But,
I'll go medium.
My dad, this is the only unacceptable answer he has is plain. My
Plain.
dad, I shit you not, goes to Nando's and orders a plain bean burger.
What's the point?
So he doesn't even eat the chicken. He eats a bean burger with no
The
seasoning.
lemon and herb.
You
one.
have lemon and herb, yeah. And even
I'm
then
that
you're like,
I'm sensitive, okay?
Well, yeah, that is a. You'll always
Sensitive palate.
you'll always get those guys.
So, Carl, has anything
Oh,
minor annoyed you recently?
It's suggestions and requests because I am a known figure on the internet, like, you know, humble brag and all that. But the number one thing that I think frustrates me the most about it, besides the obvious of just like constantly having people like just delve into my privacy, try and find out information about my life and just harass my friends and family, things like that, is the endless series of suggestions and requests I get for content.
Yeah.
And people getting annoyed at the idea that I don't watch the things that they watch. Because we live in a golden age of entertainment right now. There is no end to the amount of stuff that you can watch online for free. Like, there are countless like YouTube series, channels, videos, Netflix series, old TV shows, movies that are just like 10 on 10 quality.
Yeah.
It is impossible for one person to watch them all. but I am constantly inundated with people saying, you need to watch this. And goes, well, I've already got a list of like 20 other things I need to watch, some of which are suggested by people I actually know and like. So I'm going to trust their suggestion over yours. And it never ends.
It's like I get that quite a bit, but like when I work in a pub, you know, and at the minute I say to people, if we want to have a look what we've got on taps, that's fine. You know, go and have a look, and then I'll come over to your table and take your order. So they go and have a ganders, go and sit down, and then I'll come over and just say, all right, what can I get you? And they go, have you got this obscure beer that no one's ever heard of? And I'm like, no, sorry, mate. And it's like, oh, you should get it. And I'm like, they're like, all right, yeah, no worries, let's go and order some. Like,
you're the only person who's ever requested it, but sure, I'll order it just for you.
And I always get people come in, literally walk in, you can spot them a mile off, and they walk in and just go, you got Karl in? Now, the thing about the pub chain that I work for is they don't do Karl in.
Which for Americans is it's the equivalent like Coors Light. It is just a very just
flavoured
standard
water.
beer.
Yeah. So yeah, that annoys me.
Flavoured water.
I get inundated with suggestions. And the worst part is as well, just people, as I said, people get angry when I turn their suggestions out. Look, mate, I've got a lot of things on my plate right now. I've got a lot of things that I've been advised to play, watch, do, and see. I don't know who you are, so I'm not going to take your suggestions. Like, there's no need to be a dick about it because you came in unannounced and demanded that I do this thing to please you. Who's really been the dick here? I just said no, thank you. I've got a lot of shit on my plate right now.
I think the best one that I've seen Nisha get was when you did the 50 states.
Okay,
Nisha tried to name the 50 states, and then she forgot like 2. And then like people in those states got right offended. Like, how did you forget?
Sorry. Like, how did you forget Massachusetts? Like, well, I just remembered like 45 others. I'm sorry. It's like my brain can only hold so much information.
Let's challenge all Americans then to name all our counties in England, and then get offended when they don't say South Yorkshire.
That is a weird one as well, yeah. Why didn't you talk about the thing that I wanted? Because we can like bring this back into the videos. Because Nisha will be able to like talk about this as well. Where, for the most part, when we get the requests, I'll clarify what I mean here. So we'll say we're talking about, I don't know, The Simpsons.
Yeah.
For example, that springs to mind. We mentioned like, our favourite Simpsons moments. We will get in the comments, without a doubt, why didn't you mention insert moment that they like? Nisha can confirm here as one of the people who edits the videos that most of the time we get those comments, we do mention the thing they talk about.
Yeah.
But because
sometimes it will get cut out if the video is too long and it will be put into the raw version of the video.
But
also the fact that there's so many funny moments, you can't mention everything. That's what annoys me, is when someone says, oh, how could you not mention this character or this thing? And it's like, there's so many things to mention. We'd be here all bloody day.
Yeah. Also as well,
if we had to mention everything.
The fact that it is often the first thing that pops up into the minds of people commenting means it is usually the first thing we think of. And because it's already something everyone is aware of, why would we talk about that at length? Because we're just reiterating something everybody already knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's want to talk about something like rare or unusual, something people might not know, and be like, that's quite good. That's quite interesting.
Just try and remember or talk about something that's maybe a bit more obscure. So we'll say, favourite action movies, for example. And I'll try and like pick out an obscure example, like favourite movies by a certain actor. That's the good one, isn't it? Say, what's your favourite Tom Cruise movie or something? And we'll mention a movie that he's been in. So how can you not mention insert one of the 50 movies he's been in?
How can you not mention Mission Impossible?
Yeah. How can you not mention Mission Impossible 4? That's the one, isn't it? And it's always the most obvious example that we don't mention purely because it is the most obvious example. And then we get shit for not mentioning it as if we don't know it's a thing. So of course we know about that one. We didn't mention it because everybody fucking knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
And that can get tied into like suggestions that we get of the channel. I should say me, because I run it behind the scenes and I'm the one who has to deal with all that sort of thing. Has had, without fail, the same 3 or 4 suggestions for content made since its inception. And it is incredibly frustrating to have people come in and say, you should talk about this. And it is probably the 50th, 60th time I've been made that exact same suggestion. One of the examples is it's Jack Churchill. Adam, you know about Jack Churchill at all?
Vaguely.
Okay, he's famous on the internet because he is the soldier during World War II who fought with a longbow and a claymore.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's the number one fact everybody knows about Jack Churchill. And when I wrote for Cracked 10 years ago, he was like on one of the biggest articles they ever wrote, like top 10 like badasses or something like that. Every fact website in existence has something on Jack Churchill, usually repeating the exact same words used by another fact website.
Yeah.
The fact it is so prevalent is one of the reasons I've never talked about it, because every fucker online who is remotely interested in facts knows this story. And then without fail, I will get, why have you not talked about Jack Churchill yet? It's like, hello, random internet person. The fact that you are aware of it and know all the details means that if I made this video, all I'm going to get is smarmy dickheads saying, I already knew this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you get comments saying, oh, I'm sure I've seen this video before. Is this a re-upload? And it's like, well, no, you probably read the sort of facts on, Fact Fiend or somewhere else maybe. It's like, we've never done this video before, so I don't know why people keep saying this.
I will mention something in passing in a previous video and say, oh, but we'll leave that for another day and turn it into a full video on its own. And people think, oh, that 30-second conversation. Oh, have I seen this video before? No, we just briefly mentioned the topic and are now doing a more in-depth deep dive into it.
Yeah.
So you can never win.
Well, a few episodes ago, just going on a different direction now, I talked about the local pub that is near us that you've been to with us, Karl.
Yes.
And how vile they are on social media. And they've been at it again. It's been a long week. I'm holding on to that follow. I'm clinging on just by the skin of my teeth now. But the other day, they made 14 posts in 3 minutes.
About?
Just various things. My favourite is a post where they put fish and chip takeaway.
Takeaway.
Okay, so horrible in the sense that they just don't understand social media or how it works.
Yeah, so they spammed their Facebook with 14 posts in 3 minutes, including fish and chip takeaway, because they forgot to spell takeaway right.
They can't spell anything.
And then
that's amazing.
They put an offer on saying the first person through the doors on Saturday at 10:30 gets a free breakfast. The top comment was, I went and the doors weren't open. So that was good.
They'd have to give you a free breakfast then, mate. Technically, as long as you don't go through the door, you don't get your free breakfast.
So I love that. Come here and we'll get a free breakfast. Someone comes, doesn't get a free breakfast.
Just put your hand through the post box. There you go.
And then they said 40% off all mains. All you have to do is sign up. And then it doesn't say where you sign up.
You know what? I love this. This is amazing.
Links or anything.
That one out.
That's amazing.
They put a picture of a dog on, and they said they spelled welcome wrong. Dogs are welcome in the insert name pub here.
That's
insert
amazing.
Name pub.
This is great. This is how I want to hire this person to do fact fiend social media.
Legendary Sunday roast, the most bland Sunday roast you've ever seen. And a very, very old BT Sport picture where it's got Robin van Persie playing for Man United, which was about 9 years ago.
Fucking hell.
Keep digging that one up. They said unmissable football as well. Hull City v Fleetwood.
This is so good. Why do you hate this?
My Friday night for that game.
Why do you hate this,
Sorry
Adam?
Hull or Fleetwood fans listening to this.
This is fucking awesome. Oh. I've told about that takeaway that made in my old house in Scunthorpe, Anna.
Yeah, the square is more big.
Square is for people who don't know. There is a old pizza delivery place near my old house in Scunthorpe called Pizza King, and their thing is that they do square pizzas. But very clearly, whoever designed their menu just Googled pizza and just put whatever fucking clip art pizzas they could find onto the menu. So every picture of a pizza on their menu is circular.
Yeah.
So you know a pizza's like on a takeaway menu. They're not their pizzas. But you think they're at least representative of what you get. But it's like, no, on the front it says all our pizzas are square. And then just nothing but pictures of round pizzas. And it says on it, all our pizza is square because square is more bigger. You get your coners for free. And I remember getting mad when they fixed that typo.
Yeah.
So I don't want to order from them anymore because that means they've got legitimate leadership who knows what the fuck they're doing.
They're trying.
Half the fun was ordering from them again. And saying over the phone, do I get my coners for free? It's like, yes, you get your coners for free. So it's like,
get your coners. Big coney boy.
I want my cones for free. Because square is more bigger.
Square is more bigger.
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. I'm looking at the time, got to trim a bit down. but mainly Formula 1 starts in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. You need your squaries more bigger though, because I need to let people know if they've not seen a square pizza yet. Do it, because there is no pizza better than the forbidden middle slice that has no corners. That is next level pizza, because it's all pizza, no crust. And I remember getting into fist fights nearly over getting that middle bit because it's just pure flavour. That is what pizza distilled is. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
No corners on that pizza, no edges. It's fucking sick.
Just pure ingredient.
It's pure ingredients, yes.
Have you got anything you want to add, Nisha, to this?
I just really fancy square pizza now.
You just want some square pizza.
The forbidden square pizza.
The forbidden. The illegal. Boris will clamp down on that. You need to be careful.
Oh, no, yeah, okay. Oh, no political talking.
No politicals. No politicals.
No.
It's no more political than pineapple on pizza, mate.
But yeah, right. Cheers, everyone, for joining in. And see you next week. I believe it is just the two of us.
I get, yeah.
Maybe I'll get one of my mates from working. I was talking to Luke about the podcast and he seemed quite keen.
Yeah. Came in.
Yeah, get Matt who owns Meltdown.
Oh, I'm sure he's got a lot to complain about.
Oh yeah, Matt is I think Matt might listen to this, but yeah, if Matt's there, yeah.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
I want to spin the wheel. They've got a wheel you can spin, but you have to sign up. But then when I tried to sign up, it didn't work.
Yeah, you tried that like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I want to spin the wheel to get a free shot.
Pub's shut at 5 now, so I want a free shot 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I've seen that the policy that's coming in is either we're going to shut the pubs or pubs can stay open but can't serve alcohol.
That's never going to work.
So you can still go to the pub, you just have to have a Diet Coke.
Okay.
I could do that.
Yeah.
The amount of people are going to be ordering a small Diet Coke and then just shimmying a bottle of spirit
Like
in.
hip flask.
The amount of people who are going to be ordering takeaway beers and then just sitting down, like you do in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take out, please. Sit down.
Yeah, then sit down. Fuck you. I'm not paying that 10p.
All right, we'll see everyone next week for the next episode. Thank you for joining, Karl.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Right.
fun.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get another That's Bollocks out of Karl soon.
What's
I've
the
got a lot to
complaint
complain about. It's fine.
Right. See you later.